how do you actually control your emotions? Stoicism is a philosophy that is well known for controlling one's emotions. However, is often mistakenly associated with a lack of emotion, which is just incorrect. Rather, it is to accept emotions and to seek to control your reactions to them, which is still a hard concept to grasp, and many have a hard time applying it to life. So here are 3 tried and true steps to get your emotions to submit to your will. Step 1 is deciding what kind of person you want to be. This is usually done with adjectives like honest, reliable, caring, understanding, flexible, considerate, courageous, and many more, which are generally considered universally good regardless of your culture or religion. Many readings on personal development will even recommend writing a kind of mission statement for yourself centered around it. The book Super Better goes as far as defining an alter ego, which is basically your best self to call upon in hard times. For myself, I focus on being honest, reliable, and understanding. Step 2 is understanding your bubble of control. At the end of the day, we only have control over one thing, and that is our actions. It creates an inner peace when the things you concern yourself with are always things you can control. This finally leads to step 3, the concept of responsibility, which is that you can't control the stimulus or what happens, but you have the ability to control your response, aka responsibility. I like to remind myself that it is my responsibility to be the kind of person I want to be, and I shouldn't let outside forces decide otherwise. This is the basis of what some consider controlling your emotions, because emotions are often a stimulus, so the goal isn't to repress the emotion, it is instead to decide your response to that emotion. It's hardest in the beginning because most of us have some conditioned responses. It's kind of like learning how to box. You might have to condition yourself to not cower at a fist coming at your face and instead raise your defense and counter. For me, in the beginning, I decided that if I feel an intense emotion like anger, stress, sadness, hopelessness, my first action will always be to do nothing. For example, let's say someone cuts me off while I'm driving. I am angry, the emotion is there. What I want to do is shout expletives and to speed up and return the favor, which is a very dangerous thing to do, by the way. So instead, I do nothing. When the moment passes, I can ask myself, what would have been the honest, reliable, and understanding reaction? Would an understanding person get so angry without knowing the other driver's situation? Or maybe that the person is just an inconsiderate turd? Would a reliable person let an inconsiderate turd decide whether they should endanger themselves or others? After all, we are what we do, and I never want to be the kind of person that lets an inconsiderate turd decide my actions and thus who I am. In the beginning, there will be a lot of after-the-fact introspection, meaning you've already reacted and now you're assessing if your reaction was a good one and what would have been a better reaction in line with the kind of person you want to be, which is why it is critical to define who you want to be. Over time, you'll have this collection of ready-to-go responses to anger, stress, etc. that you can deploy to keep you in control of yourself despite what the world throws at you. I also want to point out that control can be aimed at positive things too, like ensuring you show gratitude or appreciation when someone does something that makes you happy, no matter what might be currently frustrating or stressing you out. In summary, you aren't trying to remove emotions, you are learning to react to emotions in a way that is in line with the kind of person you want to be.